So the first thing is taking time to ask a more experienced, more knowledgeable, stronger lifter than yourself their opinion or advice on a very specific thing, and then completely disregarding that advice and doing what you already had dead set in your head anyway. So I'm sure there's some psychological principle or tenet for this thought action process that goes on with this. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I'm not a fucking psychologist. But so I'm gonna use a couple of examples that I've seen. Probably conflate two or three things into one thing. I'm not gonna use any names or anything. But if you're watching this video and you see me and you get all butthurt because I mentioned some kind of conversation that you and I had, just, you being wrong about something is a learning experience for yourself and other people. So have a better attitude about it. I don't really fucking care that much. So for example, in the gym, younger guy, and then myself and several other pretty experienced people, pretty strong dudes are hanging out talking about something. And this kid is very, very strong. He is overdoing deadlifts. I'm watching him warm up. He's just like smoking 400, 500, 600. Gets to a low 700, high 600 pound deadlift. I forget what it was. Got it. It was pretty tough. It wasn't the easiest looking thing on earth, but he stood it up. And this is like a fucking 20-year-old kid that had just started lifting not that long ago. And yeah, so he gets it and everything, puts it down, comes over to us, our little group that's talking. Everybody saw him do it. I'm like, damn, dude, that's pretty ridiculous. He's like, oh, what do you think I should do next based off of that? Now, all three of us had exactly the same question. Like, okay, well, what's the most you've ever done? The answer was something like 760, I think, 755, I don't remember. So he looked at me after that, and I was like, well, if the most you've done is 760, it's training, dude. Just do 765, 770, hit a new PR and call it a day. There's no reason to go ham on this. Pretty much the other two guys had pretty much the same advice. And he's looking, and he's talking. He's like, all right, but I really want to do 800. I really want to get 800. And everybody's like, dude, it's you. You do what you're gonna do here. It's your decision. But everybody here is telling you to go for a PR, especially just the safest PR possible, especially if that was the goal for the day and your last lift looked tough. It didn't look like the easiest thing on earth. So he's like, okay. So what does he do? He loads up 805 and missed it and tried it about 6 or 7 times before he finally gave up, just getting more and more demoralized with every single attempt. So there's probably about a billion other examples I could come up with. That was just one that stuck in my head of something that's like, man, if you're gonna take your time and waste the energy to come and go through that whole conversation and ask people what they think, you don't know everything yet. Nobody knows anything. The three, me included, and the 2 other guys that came and asked for advice don't know everything. We had a consensus on this, which is pretty strong evidence that, hey, maybe I shouldn't go fucking ballistic on this next one here. But just, completely disregarded. He already had something in his head, and he paid the price for it. He really did. I mean, he didn't get hurt or anything, but that's a heavy emotional toll to get that fired up, be that sure about something, so sure that you disregard the advice of people are smarter and better than you and more experienced in the sport, and just to disregard it and do what you're going to do anyway because you think you know better, and then to just get totally fucked. He barely moved it off the ground at each time he tried it, and I think a couple times it didn't even come off the ground. So just the first example, and I got a few more things.